Indeed. Okay, so welcome to Cup of Tea and Jing class. Okay, so you can actually just use your fingers. Shaz, this is your second Jing class, isn't it? Last Thursday? Yeah. Right, cool. Okay, so all right, so I wanted to do a little bit of for everybody, and yeah, the whole point of Jing is stretching. It's your emotions, but it's also your tendons. So Jing leads, or what a thing of Jing is Neigong. Neigong is any exercise that strengthens your body, that stretches. So as we already have said, surmised, that Qigong is a Neigong. It can become a Neigong very easily. If you're very frail, already it's strengthening your body. But when it becomes easy, when whatever you're doing becomes easy, that's when you should be turning it up a notch. That's a very important lesson to learn. So whenever you can do something and it's like, oh, this is you know, it's starting to lose, or even if the energy changes, or though, because we've had this with my students, CFI Passage students, and they say, oh, I'm not going to say, you know, it's got a bit flat. Change something in the exercise. You know, if you've done everything and you're always squatting in shun and you're still feeling flat, then ride that wave. But there is always an opportunity to turn it up a bit or change something. So always remember that you can always, you know, increase it if you need to. So Ruchi position. This is more for like Shaz, for not necessarily now, but for in the future. So what I meant in the Qi class about increasing the Ruchi position. So increasing the Ruchi position is basically like squatting, but or sitting on a seat. So Ruchi standing is actually by then just by squatting down, keeping the back straight, and actually sitting down. You don't want to go too low because then it takes off the pressure off the calves, but at least going to at least seat level and then doing Wuchi in that position, and or any of the Qigongs. If you're in Wuchi position, you can go that, or you can go all the way down, obviously. But the whole idea is that even in this position, you can turn up the power, you can turn up the Nei gong side of it. You can increase it. Even though you're in shoulder width stance, you sink down, you actually strengthen the tendons. The kidney meridians, the lung meridians, they're all strengthened. The hips, the quad, the knees are all strengthened by lowering that position. So it's just a hint to know for the future that Wuchi is never, you know, if it's become too easy, turn it up a bit, sink into it a little bit more. Or you can go the other way, where you just go onto the ball of the foot. So you just, I'm not even sure on the camera you'll even, I'm not even sure on the camera you'll even see my heels off the ground, but my heels are actually off the ground. And just in the ball of the foot, that instantly tweaks my calves. So the calves go into lock. And then again, doing it on that position. So you can actually do it that way, and that's leaning forwards. You go back to Ruchi, the 3 points, and then leaning back. And you want to the lean back version is that the ball of the foot is almost coming off the ground. So you're not leaning from here, you're actually leaning from the whole body. So the ankles to the head, you're actually like the whole of you is being pushed back. And just the point where you almost feel the balls of the feet coming off the ground. And that stretches you, and that's activated different parts. So leaning forwards on that ball of the foot, so lifting the heel off slightly, you lean forwards in Wuchi, and then you've got leaning back in Wuchi. So you're just, you know, your feet are almost under your purpose, or, you know, pulling the feet off the ground with the whole, but leaning the weight back, so the heels, the ball of the foot is almost coming off the ground. And that way, all the weight is being pulled backwards into the spine, into the body, and it actually activates the muscles, but it's a perspective thing, or metaphor. Everything is metaphorical as well. You're leaning back inside yourself, leaning back into the universe. So these are different variations of everything we do. They're other levels. They're not necessarily higher or lower, but just other levels. So back to normal root chi, so ball of fat outside of the feet on the ground. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do the change in its actual form. So the change comes from Shanzhong, which means standing stake, stand like a tree. And the change exercise that actually has the 5 basic moves of Shanzhong in it. So from the beginning, go into Wu Qi, sync yourself with the basic Wu Qi. This one advanced, but going to basic Wu Qi for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, even base level Wu Qi, this is one of the positions within Shanzhong. Now, this one alone, this one alone is known. They've said, there's case studies on it, that even with this position, they've had frail, weak people, elderly people who they strengthened up, and there was supposed to be some who even were very close to terminal, or it was touch and go with their cancer, and just using this position and hold the belly, which we'll do in a second, they actually cured, or they remissed their cancer. So it's a bit of very, very, very subtle, but it's a very powerful exercise. And one of the things, don't always give hints of what you could feel, but if you ever feel just in this position, you feel tingling in the hands, and you're feeling like energy coming up towards up through the feet, especially through the ball of the foot, you feel energy cut, like almost like something being sucked up from the ground, and tingling in the hands, it would say that it's your connection point, that you're connected. And the energy actually, medically now, the energy pulling up for the ball of the feet is actually suspected to be the magnetic field that birds and insects automatically feel. They know the magnetic north. And when they did MRI scans, we were detected that we could detect it. There was fields that there was an actual part of the brain that could actually detect the magnetic north. But for most people, it's not switched on. And then they started doing tests with Qigong practitioners, and they would activate this. They would activate the K1 point, the kidney meridian, and that part of the brain that could detect the magnetic field would start going mental, would start triggering. So the K1 point is actually the point, and this is actually a bit of advanced information for my other students, so you should be listening. This is the K1 point is actually the kidney meridian, goes up through the body. I'm not going to say its root for now. The kidney meridian can actually activate this magnetic field. So this is why the cloud whispers of ancient ancient China, they knew which direction was north, south, east, west. The dragon dogs the same, and that's because they could detect this field. They could actually detect the magnetic field. Your heart actually brings the electric field of the universe, because according to the ancient knowledge and more modern knowledge as well, quantum physics, the universe is actually electric. It's electric energy more rather than nuclear. Stars are more electric than nuclear. It's drawing the electric energy of the universe, the yang energy, up through the brain, down into the body, and the yin energy, the magnetic field. And this is why the heart is said to have a bioelectric magnetic field in the heart. So now I've rambled on. You should be fully connected because you should still be in Wu Qi position if you're still here. And then from this position, what I want you to do is breathe in. And then on the out breath, just draw your hands up to hold the belly. So you don't normally do it on the out breath, but draw your hands up to hold the belly. So at belly button level, that's where you want your hands. And you've sort of got a circle going on, okay? There's a circle going on. Now, palm-wise, the palms can be directly facing upwards, if that's your preference, directly facing the body, or they can be slightly tilted, so it's like they're literally holding your belly. and they're slightly tilted, so they're more pointing up towards your face. My preference is the tilted version with the elbows outwards, and then the fingers, you want a slight curve on the fingers. So there's a slight curvature on the fingers, and each finger has a gap in between. So they're not like this, they're not like that over bent, they're not closed, but they're not widely open, nor on this version. So there's a slight curve in the fingers. You can see the gap, or you can see the webbing, if you have webbing, in between your fingers. You can see the webbing in between your fingers. And it's at belly button level, with the elbows slightly bent, pointing outwards, shoulders relaxed, armpits open, in that Wuchi position. Remember, your feet straight ahead or 45 degrees outwards, knees pointing in the same direction, bend the knees, open up the hips, calf fully, as much as you possibly can, breathing in the chi, breathing out the cha, in that position, 4. $11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then very gently, what you do, so you breathe in and breathe out, just gently the whole of the arm raise up. Don't change the fingers or the hands. Just raise up the whole arms up to heart level. So you've gone from your belly level, or the lower dantian, you've gone to the middle dantian, heart level. So nothing's really changed, except now, like the circle, you're holding that beach ball, you're holding a beach ball now, like you're hugging that tree. So that's the only thing that's really changed. And the hands are now definitely pointing towards the heart, towards the body, but don't collapse the hands inwards too much. Don't stick them out. You want them, so it's like connecting a circle. So it's literally connecting the circuit with the circle. The elbows slightly pointed outwards. Again, not too close in, not too locked and straight. Somewhere in the middle, somewhere at heart level, which you can comfortably get into. If you're struggling with this tension-wise, then it's indicating you've got a lot of tension in the arms. Put the arms down, do Willow Tree Qigong, come back to it. And just, even if I'm counting away, just relax down, Willow Tree Qigong, come back, and get yourself into it slowly. So if you was building up to a couple of minutes, that's the best way to do it, even with the timer on. If it gets too much, go down, Willow Tree Qigong, then come back up, okay? Because that way your body knows you're not going to torture it, you're not going to try to kill it. In Shaolin, it's more chi. It's, it's the, no rest for the wicked or no rest for anybody. In Taoism, it's be soft and be gentle, be kind. So, especially to yourself. So, I was very sneakily been doing it for quite a few now, but now to do the count, 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So from this position, heart level, breathe in. Let's look at the movement. So turn the palms outwards and raise mainly the forearms. Don't raise the upper arm too much. You don't want to bring the elbows higher than the shoulders, but raise up the upper arms. And you can have them more flat if you want to, but a preference is actually to have the hands finger to elbow in a straight line. So because that way you don't put too much strain on the wrist. But some people like to actually look at the moon that way with the hands pulled up, and that's fine. But if you want to point it slightly, this allows alignment of fingers to the elbows. So looking at the moon is like an open triangle with the hands up at face level, and you're looking through the center of that triangle, but the elbows always lower than the shoulders. So your always goal is either have the elbows lower than the shoulders or higher than the ears. So in this position, this is you're looking at the moon. So cowl looks at the moon, was just literally turning this is the position you'd be in, but you just turn the waist to the left and the right, and here comes cowl looks at the moon. Okay, again, being a bit sneaky on the counting, but your 11 starts now. 11. Again, lift up the head, make sure you're looking straight ahead. 10. 9. Make sure you still got those little gaps in the fingers, and the fingers are ever so slightly bent. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Then a nice deep breath in. And then in an arch, breathing out, pushing the hands down. So they're either at hip level or even belly button level if you want to go a little bit higher, or you drop them down to between hip level and belly button level. So they're either there or here. So up to at least belly button level, down to hips. I like them a little bit belly button level. Sticking the elbows backwards, that keeps the armpits open, but the fingers are still pointing towards your 3 and 9 o'clock position. So directly to the side, 3 and 9 o'clock. Some people actually bring them more forwards. You can do that if you want to, as long as your arms are not locked, your armpits are open. But I tend to stick with a standard, which is the hands either side of the water. And again, a little gap in the fingers, they're not closed and pushing down, that creates tension. Your fingers are allowed to be open, and even allow them to slightly pulse or move. Not too much, but you allow them to drift a little bit if need be. You allow them to relax those arms. Again, sneaky ninja, starting the count. So 11. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathing in to finish the cycle, the five pieces of the change or the basic of Xiangzhong. Breathe in, breathing out, dropping back to your Wu Qi and holding that Wu Qi position. 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then from Wu Qi, from here, I want you just to change. So nice slow change. So and begin. So slowly breathe in, holding the belly, think of that position. Hugging the tree, think of that position. End of the in-breath, looking at the moon, think of that position. Breathing out, pushing down to the sides, arching down. Get to the position of hands either side of the river and carry it on back to Wu Qi. And do that again. So slow change. So breathe in, hold the belly, hug the tree, look at the moon, slow breathe out again. Hands outside the river, back to Wu Qi. One more time. So slow Wu Qi, slow change. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just ensuring nice and loose, pulling that bum, bend those knees slightly, activate the 3 points in the feet, twist the waist. Really let those arms flop. I need to stand forwards because I'm not hitting the wall. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop the waist turning in. 3, 2, 1. Now the arms to flop till they stop and change. Normal speed. Okay, shake the arms, shake the legs, have a quick drink if you need one. Any questions on that? Now is the time. We'll move on to the next one. Well, we're actually going to do one more set or two more qigong jam drops. But any questions first? Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to do wild horse jam drop. Or the one thing I want to say with like jam drop in Tai Chi, a lot of people do Tai Chi. You don't understand what Qigong is. They don't realise that Qigong is literally the grandfather of exercise, and Tai Chi is a younger student or grandson. Yeah, and what happens a lot is that in Tai Chi, you do have jam jump. You have jam jump because you've got the moving, and in Tai Chi principle, you have moving, you need still. You need to balance the yin and the yang and all of the elements. So a lot of Tai Chi forms do have jam jump, but people misthink, oh, that's Qigong. They think Qigong is standing still. So if you ever get anybody like you say you Qigong and you say that's not Qigong, it's not Tai Chi, but it's not Qigong. It's no, that Qigong is an umbrella term for all exercise. Jianzhong, standing state, stand like a tree, is its own. It's actually a martial art as well. It actually has a martial form. It has a martial style. It's a qigong. It's also therefore an energy exercise, meditation, and it's a healing exercise as well. And it is its own style. And in actual fact, the Cloud Whisperers used to use a lot of Jianzhong. Jianzhong was their thing. Especially the Cloud Whisperers, they would do a lot of the standing still exercises, meditations. So, with that said, what would you do? So Wuxi position. I want you to go from Wuxi, free breaths and Wuxi, then go into wild horse. Sort of like make this like a routine. So Wuxi position, free breaths. I'll count 3, 3, 2. That's on the outside. 1. I normally go on the right hand side. I'm going to go left, so lean onto the left. Breathing in, slide the foot out into wild horse, legs 45 degrees outwards. Slide your hands into your wild horse Wuxi. And high or low, I don't mind. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, the interesting thing with this one in Wudang Tai Chi, which Dan Doxy teaches, one of my Sifus of the Tai Chi lineage. This is part of their Men Ren inside the door. These two exercises is part of a set of exercises called I've forgotten the name right now, but they're yin style exercises. And so they can be a little bit naughty, but I was also taught them externally elsewhere as well. But they're two very particular exercises. In Wudang Mountain, they're very sacred exercises or they're very powerful exercises, but they're very much what they call the waterway exercise. Waterway means very subtle and it takes a long time to build up. Fire exercises tend to be very instantaneous. You feel it, people feel it straight away, but it takes a lot of energy to maintain it. Water exercises, you need a lot of practice to build them up and for them to grow. There's also metal, there's also wood. But the two main ones, the waterway and the fireway, is very yin and yang. So from wild horse stance, what I want you to do, so your legs are pointed 45 degrees outwards, so are your knees, so are your feet. So breathing in, there's a couple of ways to do it, but breathing in, draw your hands into open prayer position and then draw them out in an arch. So the feet, knees and hands are pointing all in the same direction. So left hand is pointing 45 degrees to the left, same as your foot. Right hand pointing 45 degrees to the right, same as your foot. Hands at eye level. elbows lowered a little bit, so you've got that line going on. So you're pointing upwards to your eyes, okay? And sink in as much as you can into it. And this is called embrace the one. So for the 4 directions, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th is straight down the center, and you're embracing the one, the Tao, the universe, the everything. So hold this position. Remember, drop those elbows slightly, keep the shoulders relaxed, and hold this position for 8, 7, 6, 5. Funny what I remember halfway through the meditation. Dao Yin, these are called the Dao Yin. 5, bogey distraction. 4, 3, 2, sink a little bit more, 1. So from embrace the one, what I want you to do is just the palms, turn the palms over. So the palms are now facing upwards, and then flatten them slightly. So instead of pointing out, directly out, they're now slightly flat. So you can feel it in the wrist a little bit, and it's literally called holding golden plates. So the arms are still 45 degrees outwards, but you're now, the palms are slightly flat, and you're holding golden plates. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then from this position, breathe in, draw the hands back to open prayer. Breathe out and hold open prayer for 5. Sink down a bit more if you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then from this position, breathe in, bring hands back to your wild horse Chi. Here, here, or here. Oh, that's it. For another 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and in one breath, go from wild horse Chi into standard Chi. So breathe in, lean into one leg, pull up the other foot, breathe out, back to Chi, wait 50-50, settle, sink in. And 3 more breaths in Chi, 3, 2, 1. I want you to cool down. So turning the palms outwards, breathe in, draw the hands all the way up, above the head, drop in the palms, anything to swallow, any saliva to swallow, swallow and breathe out, push all the way down, back to Wu Chi. To cool down is part of the alchemist set of Taoism. So it's a way of increasing the golden elixir, which is a sweet tasting saliva that eventually is formed in the mouth. So 2 more cool downs. So breathe in. Drop palm, swallow. If there's anything to swallow, breathe out. Back to the chi. And one more time. Breathe in. Drop palm, swallow. With 3 more breaths of the chi. 3, count 3. 2. 1. I don't know if your eyes are open or not, or if they're not, just open one eye just to do so. Wuxi Dao, which means just draw the palms up so the palms are facing downwards. That's all you've changed. Everything else is exactly the same. Just draw the palms up so the palms are facing to the ground. And hold that position. It's known as the Wuxi Dao. Wuxi is unlimited, unlimited possibilities in the Tao, in the ways, the unlimited possible ways. So it's actually a way of listening to the body, to the universe, to yourself, to the outside, to the inside. So just allow yourself to listen with your ears, even though your eyes are closed, your eyes, your skin, your body, all your senses. Just allow yourself to listen. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And breathe in. Breathe out. Drop the hands back to your chi. 3 cool downs. 3. 2. 1. And a challenge. And when you're ready, itch your nose. That's me. Shake your arms, shake your legs. Have another drink. Any questions? Now is the time. That wasn't a crackle. Okay, right. So next, I was going to do it this week, but I'll do it next week now. So next week, I want to go and I haven't done it for a while, just go through all the postures, the posture standings, and just go through them again because they are a bit of a, they're good when doing them with a stretch. But I wanted to partly continue when they go stretching, but bring a new qigong into the mix, a little bit of a new qigong, maybe not for everybody, but newish. So from Wuqi position, so Wuqi standing, we'll have to go for just a tag. So Wuqi standing, so leaning into one side, so I'm leaning into my left, and then breathing in, I draw up the foot, and then I gently put it down to go into cat stance. So cat stance, sort of mentioned it at the weekend, we're doing quite a bit. So shoulder width stance, but there's no weight in that. There should be no weight into cat stance. Okay, so that would be cat stance. Then an extension of that, or from the beginning, so from cat stance, go back to the chi, so breathe in, back to the chi. Then 7 stars would be just extending that one in a slightly different way. So you breathe in, you draw up the foot, and then, oh, that was a bit quick. Sorry, breathe in, draw up the foot, and then straighten that leg out, so straight but not locked, and put the foot down, so keeping that shoulder width, put the foot down on the heel, as straight, so the leg is as straight as it can be, going out, don't overextend it outwards, but just putting it out so the foot's on the heel, and you pull the foot up to feel that stretch. You feel a little stretch in the back of the calf, back of the leg, and from the front, so 7 stars. Hopefully, I can't actually, because I'm not actually seeing myself on full screen. That's better. I can see myself. Oh, there's plenty of space. When it's tiny, it looks like my feet are out of the shot. Okay, so so that's 7 stars. So 7 stars either way. So from here, from 7 stars, then we're going into the next position. So, but from 7 stars, go back to Wuqi. So literally breathe in, breathe out. Is how I normally do it. So I reverse the action and try to learn controlling the movements rather than just boom. Just rather than stepping, I use the Tai Chi motion of breathing in and breathing out and making it flowing movement. Okay, so from that position, so from the beginning, we're now going to do bow and arrow stance to do brush knee twist step, because I think we may have talked about this one, I can't remember. So bow and arrow stance is as follows. So think of the beginning of cat stance and your 7 stars. So breathe in, draw up the knee, straighten out the leg, put the foot down, and then with the foot facing straight ahead, always has to be foot straight ahead, always. Okay, foot straight ahead, push into that knee. Okay, I think we may have done in when we do we've probably done this a couple of times. So bow and arrow stance. So shoulder width stance, front leg is bent. You have a little look down, you can still see your toes. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. If you look down, but if I push past, I can't see the toes, and it also makes my knee a weight-bearing joint, and that over a long period of time can wear your knee joint away. So we tend not to do that much. You tend to always keep your knee behind your feet, so you can still just see your feet. The shoulder width stance, this is the bow, that's the arrow. Okay, we'll do it the other way around. That's the bow, that's the arrow. Back foot can be either, the back foot can always be 45 degrees outwards, or if you want more of a stretch, bring the foot and the knee pointing straight ahead. So still shoulder width, but now bringing the foot and the knee straight ahead, you'll feel that pull in your legs. Now, obviously, you want to really, you can really, the whole point is almost it's a lunge technically, so you can really stretch it out if you really want to. But the whole idea of at first you want it nice and simple, because you're going to be stepping back, you'll be stepping out. You want it to be not too hard for you at first. So that's bow and arrow stance. Okay. Now, so from there, bring back. And do it on your opposite foot, wherever that is. So breathe in, draw up the foot, straighten up the leg, heel first, then push forwards. So you always heel, then step, okay? So you always ply the heel first and then push forwards. Don't do it all in one go. It's always heel and step. It's a slow motion move, or it's continuous, but it's always heel, then step. Okay, so that's what the feet are doing. Okay, so breathe in, so draw the foot back into that 7 stars, then you can draw the knee up and bring it back to Wuchi position. Do the same on your opposite side. So again, so bend the knee, breathe in, straighten the leg, down, shoulder at stance, foot down first, then the weight as well. Okay, so it's heel, foot, weight. Okay, so we're going to reverse it. So breathing in, draw the weight back, draw the foot up to a 7 stars, just for half a second, and then bring it up, step it back, go into the other side. So into the other side, breathe in, out, foot, then weight as you breathe out. Okay, so we saw, hopefully that is done. Let's reverse it. So go back to 7 stars, then foot and down. If you can, going backwards, breathe in, and then settling, breathe out. Yeah. So when you go forward, so breathe in, up, then foot, and then breathe out, foot, weight. Going backwards, breathe in, 7 stars, drawing up the foot, all of the in-breath, and then breathe out. And wait 50-50 at the end, okay? So, now, brush knee twist step. I'll give you a basic version to start with, so it's not too complicated. So, what we're going to do is, we'll do right foot, so leaning to the left, bring up this foot, you draw this foot up, and that foot goes out, okay, and then that goes down. So that's what your feet are doing, which you already know. So this time, when you bring that foot up, you bring up your right hand and your left hand to heart level, but slightly to the left. Not too much, but just slightly, just so it doesn't get in the way of the knee. So bring up the foot and the hand, and then as you put the foot down, the right hand drops down as like it's brushing past the knee. Okay, so right hand goes past right knee, and the left hand at heart level, you just push forwards to the heart. Okay, so it's pushing forwards to the heart level. So it's heart level here. Okay, and then reverse it exactly the same. So breathe in, hold the hands to the left, it's the right foot. Bring up the foot, breathe out, and the hands go back to Wuchi. Okay, so do it a couple of times. So right foot, brush knee twist step. So breathe in, hands slightly to the left, foot down, breathe out, right hand brushes knee, left hand pushes to heart. So when it brushes the knee, it goes to the armpit is open, so the elbow is slightly bent. Okay? And then let's just reverse that. So reverse back to Wuchi, so lean back, draw the hands back to that left, breathe in, breathe out, both hands down and feet back. So we'll do it 4 more times on the right. Okay, so right brush knee, so breathe in, foot and hands, breathe out. Okay, back to Wuchi, breathe in, breathe out. 3 more times, and begin. So breathe in and breathe out. So at the end of the in-breath, obviously you've got your hands ready to go down. So breathe in. So just at the beginning of that out breath, put the foot down and then push. So right at the beginning. So as you start to breathe out, lower the foot down and push. Okay? And you're not leaning, you don't want to be leaning to the right. So so the weight, you know, your shoulder width, and you're just pushing that weight forward. It's not leaning to the right. The weight is still in the center of your body, and you're just pushing straight here. So it's not like to the side too much. It's from there, step, and the weight is slightly, ever so slightly on that side, obviously, but not too much. It's really pushing forwards. Okay. So we'll do it 2 more times. So on the right, breathe in, breathing out, step, push, brush, knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Last time on the right, breathe in, breathe out, step, brush, knee. And back to the sheath. Okay, let's try on the left. So this time hands slightly to the right, so it doesn't get in the way of the knee. And then the same, but the opposite way around. So breathe in, breathing out, step, brush, knee. Hand around about heart level, low or high heart, around about that level. And hand, palm pull up slightly. So as it brushes the knee, pull the hand up slightly. So it's like that wuxi down or tai chi rest. So the palm is up, okay? So then go back, breathe in, hands to the side foot. So 4 more. So brush knee to the left. Breathe in, come back, wuxi. And brush knee to the left. Breathe in, breathe out. And back to wuxi. And brush knee to the left. And back to wuxi. And 1 more to the left. So brush knee to the left. Back to wuxi. Brush knee to the right. Back to wuxi. Brush knee to the left. Lean back, step back to wuxi. Brush knee to the right. Back to wuxi. Okay. Well, I don't know how much room you've got. If you can, take a couple of steps back, as far back as you can. We're actually going to go 2 steps forward for just a couple of times. So from the beginning, so I'm going to go to the left, and then we're going to step to the right from the left. So we're going to go to the right, and then go to the left from the right. Okay, so stepping to the right, brush knee, twist step, brush knee to the right. So leaning into the left, leg straight, brush knee. Then now, with the weight in this leg, you want to bring this other one up and do the same thing. So you're just passing through the leg to go forward. So bring the leg up and then step, So now you step forward, brush knee. So step back. Well, so step back to Wuchi, okay? Oh. And then you'll have to take a step back for now. And then we're going to do it again. So 2 steps forward, we'll start off with the right step, right brush knee, step left brush knee, okay? So step right brush knee, so weight to the left. Step up left brush knee, so bring up the foot and step. Okay, then step back, Uchi. Take a step back again. Do that one more time, right, left, then we'll do left, right a couple of times. So breathe, so step right, brush knee, so breathe in. Oh, step left, brush knee. Okay, step back, Uchi. Step back again. So Uchi position, breathe in, breathe out. Now let's do it to the left first. So step, left brush knee. So leaning to the left, into the right. And then step up, right brush knee. Step back, Uchi. Step back again. So slide the foot back, breathe in. Is actually the Wuchi way of doing it. Just step back, Wuchi, just step back, and then breathe out back to Wuchi. And let's do it 2 more times. So left, brush knee. So step, brush knee left. Brush knee to the right, step forward. Back, Wuchi. And then either foot, step back, Wuchi. So draw the foot out, so only as far as it will go, place it onto the ground, breathe in, draw the foot back, draw the other foot in and back down. So one more time, left brush knee, right brush knee. So from the left, onto the left, left brush knee. Right brush knee. Step back, Uchi. Now your hands down the side, step back, Uchi. Okay, 3 cool downs. One more. And a change. And straighten the arms, straighten the legs. I think we're done. Yeah. Awesome. Good slow posture. Cool. Awesome. Hello, good. Cool. Okay, any questions? I know Kat's working now, so obviously because it's late, she's America, so it's her lunch hour. She's done her lunch hour with us. Love Kat. So any questions? Now is the time.
Yeah, just a question. When we're doing the 2-step chi, whether it be from the left to the right and then to the left, do we not take the same path backwards? like 2 step back, or is it just 1 step back?
Right. It's 1 step back because you can step back to Ruchi. What you're hinting at, yes, there is a reverse to brush knee.
Right.
But
okay.
I haven't taught it to you yet. So we're not doing it yet. So rather than doing it, we're doing a little bit of a convoluted way of getting you back. But because there is called Repulse Monkey. So when you've gone forwards, you would then draw the hands into the opposite shoulder, bring up the foot, and step back. Right, no, wrong foot, wrong hand. I'm thinking the other version. So and step back. So it's like a reverse brush knee, but it's called Repulse Monkey. So you breathe in, draw the hands in, you bring up the foot, and then as the foot goes back behind you, this hand goes down, basically like brush knee, and this hand goes forwards. But it's called Repulse Monkey. So, but that's more for next week. Stop trying to get ahead of yourself. So, yes.
Sorry, that's just.
Go on.
That's just my Wing Chun.
I know.
It's my Wing Chun thinking process.
I know what you. Yeah, I know you're going to. Yes, you're going to be speeding up stuff. As in you're ready for the next move. That's what I refer. You're like me. It's like my students are always saying, you're 3 moves ahead, and we haven't taught them to you yet. Slow down. So and it's like yes, it's true. So yes. So but there's great fun in there because when you start learning like qigong, stepping qigongs, then it's almost like, for me, it's like chess. It's like a pawn move, or because you can go forward, back, side, and you can start moving with it. That particular move, brush knee, there is a lot of different qigongs. There's got there's a 8 direction qigong that works well with brush knee. Brush in 8 directions, funny enough, and you go forward, and it's either, but basically it's a bit like a chess move, it's a bit like a rook. Well, actually, no, anyway, it's like a chess piece. I don't get hooked up on which bloody chess piece it is, but you go forwards, you can either go diagonally or you go 180. So that in essence, what that move allows you to do, you either go diagonally, and it's normally only one diagonal, depending which foot is forwards, or you can turn all the way around the other way. There you go, 180, yeah, 180. But then, and then the other thing I said, Repulse Monkey is just a way of reversing it back. So you go forwards and back. There's a forward version and there's a backwards version. But one's called brush knee, the other one is called Repulse Monkey. So yes, so that's coming up. That is for soon. We used to do a lot of stepping stuff, and we haven't done for some time. There's lots of fun. Well, I think they're fun. Not everybody agrees with me, but I think they're fun. There's a lot of qigong stepping ones that exist. Okay, right. So that's it. I've got another thing to do, and I'll private one-to-one in about 15 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you again on Sunday or whenever.
Perfect.
You can always book up a one-to-one, 3-1-1, and if there's anything you want to go over or chat, I'm always happy to do that as well. So that's what the one-to-one's there for. So that's it for now. Love, cheap, and Jen. See you later all. Bye for now. See you for buggy.